Hi, I am Nathan,
I'm Andrew.
and we're the Boxer Rebellion. Well, we're two of the Boxer Rebellion, and you're watching Toasted.
Definitely did. Who did the production, by the way? Because there are so many small production tricks in all the songs. Like I love the beautiful endings. I love where like the small beat underneath the layer goes on and it only stops at the end of the song, and everybody is still. Great stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's something that we worked on stuff ourselves. Like so, first of all, we wrote the songs, and then we had so much time to just work on all those details. So we co-produced with Billy Bush, who produced Promises as well. And then between our initial ideas and then his refinement of those ideas, we managed to really come up with some of those cool details you mentioned.
Another cool fact that I found for you guys is that you're the first band to get into the Billboard album charts without actually having a hard copy, which is for the second album, probably, right? Um, and that made me think, like, I never realized that if you don't have hard copy, that the whole industry, the whole music machine works in different ways, and you can't get a chart position, you can't get different stuff. Um, but still, you pursued, and of course, after what you guys did, a lot of bands followed suit. Um, However, this album will be out on CD and vinyl as well, right?
Yes, of course. I mean, that was back in a time when, and I mean, back in a time, it's only 7 years ago, something like that. But when the music industry was kind of still adjusting, and they hadn't kind of accounted for downloads yet, so that's why. But it's weird now. It's weird. I used to be able to used to have some sort of judge on how well a record's doing, or like our own record, if it does chart, or if it's on the iTunes chart, or if it. But there's so many variables now, so many places to get music. Like it kind of you can't really. It's hard to get a grasp of where you are in the scheme of things. So in a way, the music industry's caught up, but it kind of feels all over the place.
Well, the reason I ask is like, of course, I've been listening to music for 30 odd years or something, and back in the days when you had a vinyl album, you were used to get like 11 songs. Then the CD came up, and suddenly bands were able to put like 22 songs on an album. You got like 24, 25 songs on an album, way too much in many respects. Then the internet came up, albums got dropped, people were just writing songs, and you could listen to like 100 songs in your own order of suit. Now bands are getting back to vinyl, and of course, we talk to a lot of bands. You recognize that bands are really starting to think in albums again. So we have an opener, we have an ending, and you guys deliberately did that as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, we always have thought that way. Um, it's kind of a nice, I guess, from the like the artsy way of looking at it, is it's nice to present a piece of work and a time period of like more of a, like, I guess if we were actual artists, it'd be like a collection of some sort. But uh, I do. I mean, I think in some ways you're right. Like the with the coming of the new way of doing things, there'll be the other side, which is the old guard, and vinyl seems to be doing really well. But I part of me sees the actual album in some respects dying. I can see it being more of EPs, or you release single tracks over the period of like a year, and then maybe at the end of it you put it out on a record. But just because people want that instant gratification, it's quite sad. But I don't know. I mean, you can see it in like hip hop, for instance. People still release albums, or even dance or EDM or whatever. It's all about the individual tracks and not as much about albums. And I think that's just because of the way the industry's kind of headed.
You featured on a dance track yourself.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, I did. I've done a few things. It's just fun. It's kind of.
But I think the dance industry is ahead in many respects. If you work with DJs for interviews or with sessions, or whatever, they are so used to work with the internet, with social
Yeah.
media, and I think like I always say, like, I don't know why, but most people who hold a guitar are still a little backward when it comes to the internet.
Yeah, but it's crazy how you have to. Um, no one would. I would say a lot of people, at least that are of our generation of musicians, would never have said, I want to also be a businessman. I want to be really avid in social media. I want to know what's going on. I want to tell people everything I'm doing. I mean, I would love if like it could be, you would just get a quarterly postcard fan club thing from us, but it's just not how it works anymore. It would be nice if we could just do music.
Was getting back to the music, was actually dance an influence on this record as well? Because you've been venturing into different styles. You said, was your dance record an influence on recording new songs?
No.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just a case of having so much time to explore and just seeing what really worked. I don't think, yeah, you'd say that it was an influence from that, but um, yeah, just a culmination of us just putting ideas together, trying to go a bit further out there in a way.
Another outstanding track, "Pull Yourself Together." When I started listening to that song, I thought it was actually female vocals,
Oh well, no, it was no.
which is a compliment because I think your reach is amazing.
Thank you. That song almost didn't go on the album. I was like fighting for it not to go on the album, and then
And I was fighting
and
for
he
it.
was fighting for it. And what happened was we went to LA to record it, and it it clicked with me, and it clicked with all of us more, and then it became kind of a definite. So, well, from the demo, I wasn't so sure, but it was only through kind of Andy pushing for it that it eventually.
I think also in those early demo stages as well, we had songs like Weapon and Big Ideas, where some of them were quite were quite kind of in a way funky or just a different style, and then you have Pull Yourself Together, which is like a finger picked acoustic song, and we had to think, okay, out of this massive pool of songs, how are we going to forge them all together in this way? And it was part of that process of going over to work with Billy Bush and adding new elements to it, where we kind of got some cohesion within all the songs, and so Pull Yourself Together fit really well.
I was thinking actually, I'm a big fan of live records. A lot of bands don't do live records anymore, but I mean, you guys have so many great songs now. A live album would actually be a great idea, I think.
We've done a few, but we haven't done one. Actually, no, there was one for the last album. Let's see how up to date I am on our own. Yeah, we had one for the last album. Um, but yeah, it's nice to do one per album, or every other. I think just because I don't like listening to myself because all I hear is like the imperfections and how I messed something up. But
Is that really the case?
yeah, well, it's not. I don't get any joy out of listening to myself sing live.
So then you record this album, now you have to tour it for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have to listen to it. I enjoy. My favorite bit is making the record, and then I like going out and playing it. But uh, I like the making of it. The I guess to me that's more the artsy kind of thing because I don't consider myself. The other guys are much better musicians than me, and so I can't. I think if I was able to get on the stage and someone say play this or play that, and I could just play it, that'd be one thing. But it takes a lot of effort for me, and so I think if it was, and I find writing a little more effortless, and
Because
I don't know,
it looks effortless when you guys are on stage.
oh, good. No, I mean because we practice a lot, we rehearse, yeah.
Hey, playing live, I saw there were two gigs in the States already, one in New York City that got sold out, one in LA. You guys have any plans to tour the States at all?
Yeah, we'll be doing that later in the year. Yeah, we're going over for these initial shows to kind of introduce the songs to the fans, and we've got some promo over there. So they're kind of underplay shows at some really nice venues.
Before that, you'll play some more festivals in Europe, we hope?
Yes, I think we're playing a few. It'll probably be more. We'll see. Well, maybe more next year, but because we're just kind of concentrating on these little shows and the album coming out. But yeah, it'll be a pretty busy summer, I think.
So fans can find you. Check on
And
the
then
website. Check on.
we'll be doing a full-on tour of Europe and stuff like that, and probably September, October time. I would say, something like that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.